So, in terms of influence over our piece, this is just a quick little video to kind of explain the influences and kind of do a bit of an overview of that. So, for Sorry About the Mess, the name of our piece, we have used quite a lot of different influences. We've tried to kind of cover a lot of bases with that. Our main influence is Samuel Beckett. Because we are trying to do an absurdist play with comedic elements, which Samuel Beckett just does so brilliantly. So we didn't want to kind of do too many of his plays, so we kind of did the main ones that we enjoyed reading and liked the comedy in it, which was Endgame and Waiting for Godot, obviously two of his most famous ones. So in terms of influence, that obviously helped with the writing of our comedy piece, and also helped with the staging. That was one of the things I'll try to outline later, further on down, is that how we started the process with quite big ideas of things that we wanted to do. Obviously, our Love Song was an influence of that, and using the two-way cupboard and with the characters coming in and out. But we cut all that down, mainly because of Samuel Beckett and researching his plays, because we didn't want too much of the set to kind of take away from the story that we're trying to tell and take away from our performances. So we decided that the best thing to do was to create a minimal set. So now we only have a sofa, a coat rack, and a pile of rubbish, and that is our set. It was 3 pieces of set. We wanted to keep it very minimal. Because we didn't want to take the focus away. So that's how Samuel Beckett kind of was the influence on it. We also looked at Love Song by Frantic Assembly. That was very early on in the process, but the thing with Frantic Assembly is that as well, we love Frantic Assembly as a group, so it was great for rehearsal processes and creating character, because personally I think Frantic Assembly are brilliant at creating characters. So for that, just using some of their stuff, like creating characters and creating subtext with the writing, with the characters, of asking kind of those questions that you wouldn't necessarily have thought of. Try to put a few in for an example of saying things like, when did your character have his first kiss? When did your character feel the most scared? And these are kind of questions that you don't normally do, but it's brilliant when you're creating a character from scratch. So yeah, and then as well, we used the Peep Show just because we kind of wanted a bit of a different kind of influence on the piece, rather than, we kind of went for a lot of stage stuff because obviously that's what we're performing, but it sometimes is good to get a bit of influence from something else. And Peep Show is a great comedy series. The comedic timings and the writing is, in our opinion as a group, and I think critically wise, it's very, very well written. So it was great to kind of research that and just kind of watch it and kind of see what worked and what didn't work. And it was great when we were showing a lot of our work back that we were getting the feedback that was that they could see that we'd had influences from the Peep Show and things like that. So that's kind of great when you're creating something for your piece, that the things that you're having to use as an influence can actually be seen by an audience. And I think that's the most important thing, that when we're talking about questions of where does it fit in the current climate and things, I think it fits in with a lot of the stuff that we use for influence-wise. It's an absurdist comedic play that's very Beckett, but you can see a lot of influences from lots of different other things, which is great.